Start today's message. Accept what is dying. An aspect of your life is clearly coming to an end. Some area has lost your interest and you can no longer muster the enthusiasm to carry on. It is a time to surrender and let things end with grace. The accept what is dying is calling you to accept the natural cycles of life and death and directly admit what's presently ending. What's presently ending in your life. Let go of sentimentality and be honest and frank in your assessment of things. Do not waste time that simply will not grow. It's time for a big change. Face the unknown with courage and confidence. Exciting and more beautiful things await you. Understand in every termination, understand that in every termination, you're crossing the threshold of rebirth to another level. Rather than prolonging or denying what has ceased to bring life to your spirit, accept the inevitable truth that the cycle for this connection has ended and consciously allow it to die. Allow it to die naturally. Don't run from your emotions or deny your sorrow or fear. It's time to resign yourself to divine will and fully trust the normal rhythms of life and death. Remember, remember, all that passes on is only in a state of becoming something new. Don't run from your emotions. Don't run from your emotions or deny your sorrow or your fear. It's time to resign. It's time to hang it up. It's time to resign yourself to divine will and fully trust that normal rhythms of life and death. Remember that all that passes is the only in. Remember, all that passes on is only in a state of becoming something new. All that passes on is only in a state of becoming something new. Cross that threshold. Every termination. Every termination. So please understand that every termination, every failure, every defeat, you're crossing the threshold of rebirth to another level. All is not lost when you think it's lost. We just have to accept it. We have to accept it in order to move on to the next level. Accept what is dying. Everything has an expiration date. Everything can be terminated. Understand that every termination, though, everything that has gotten in the way, everything that has died, everything that has failed, just know that crossing that threshold is a rebirth, and that's to another level. So instead of prolonging or denying what has ceased to bring life to your spirit, accept the inevitables. Accept the you have no control over this. Accept the letting go. Accept the truth that the cycle of that connection is no longer. That connection is not there. That particular connection has ended. You cannot get it back the way you want it back is what I'm picking up here. That cycle, mm, that has ended. And consciously allow it to die. Like consciously, consciously allow it to die naturally. Mm, that's the word. Allow it to die naturally. Don't run from your emotions. Don't deny your sorrow. Don't deny your fear. Allow yourself to fully trust the normal rhythms of life and death. All that passes is only in a state of becoming, and we have to do to fully trust the normal rhythms of life and death. All that passes is only in a state of becoming something new. The things that leave, the things that have ended, needs to happen, and we have to accept it. So that is, oh gosh, that was accept what is dying. Accept what is dying. And a part of what brings me to the next card, the accept what is dying. Grieve your losses. Grieve your losses. Grieve your losses. I was supposed to talk about grieving your losses yesterday. I was supposed to talk about grieving your losses. This whole spread I was supposed to talk about yesterday. But yesterday did something different. Uh, grieve your losses. Are you grieving over losses? Are you looking backwards, trying to get past the past? Do you fear your chances for happiness won't come true? With life comes losses and endings. It's important to accept this, not to dwell indefinitely. Learn from your losses so you don't repeat the mistakes that got you here. Then let go. You are never trapped and always free to create something brand new. This card, Grieve Your Losses, is calling you to grieve your losses and learn from mistakes fully so that you can improve upon your creative efforts and attract what your heart truly seeks in life. Then allow yourself to be reborn. Give yourself enough time to I'm sorry about that. Give yourself enough time to fully express sorrow for your losses and find acceptance and forgiveness for your errors in judgment. Feel all of your feelings, including anger, despair, depression, and then move on. New life is ahead. These New life is ahead. Permanent mourning creates permanent loss. Ooh, child. Permanent mourning creates permanent loss. The further, the future has many gifts awaiting you. Be open and curious and go discover them. And remember we was talking about curiosity killed the cat? No, it didn't. Cause my cat here, he stayed curious about shit, and he's still here. He do the craziest, wildest. Listen, the future has many gifts awaiting. Be open and curious and go discover them. Paint the motherfucking town. Paint the town. So that grieve your losses. So again, the questions are you grieving over losses? Are you looking backwards, trying to get past the past? Don't fear your chances for do you fear your chances for happiness won't come again? With life comes losses and endings. It's important to accept that. Accept it and not dwell permanently. Learn from your losses so you don't repeat the mistakes that got you there. Learn from your losses. How many L's we done took? Learn from each and every loss. And once you truly learn from your loss, let go. Let go. You're never trapped. It's fake. It's You are never trapped. And you are always free to fucking get out of that box. You're always free to just spread your wings. You're always free to take the next step. You are never trapped. You can always start over. You can always choose another color. You can always choose another tool. That don't fit, try another one. But give yourself enough time to fully express sorrow for your losses and find acceptance and forgiveness for your errors and judgment. Feel all of your feelings, including anger, despair, depression, and then move on because new is waiting. Them two cars go hand in hand, man. Them two cars go hand in hand. Accept what is dying and grieve your losses. Permanent mourning just creates permanent loss. You can't just sit in the loss. You can't sit in the loss. That's going to block the winds. The future has many gifts awaiting. I'm sorry, I'm stuffy, guys. The future has many gifts awaiting. Be open and curious and go discover them. Go make it happen. What's next? What's next? Do what you love. I'm not making these cards up. Do what you love. Do what you love. Do what you love. Are you eager to express the real you, but don't know where or how to start? Are you ready to love, but don't have anyone to commit to? Are you willing to plunge into your soul's journey, but can't find the diving board? Are you wondering where the spiritual pot of gold is? Well, get ready. Get ready to discover it. Do what you love. This card is calling you to do what you love. Everything going left in your life is due to your drifting too far away from doing what you love, drifting too far away from your heart, and it's time to get back on track, okay? Do things you enjoy, and they will lead you back to your true heart's desire. Ignore anyone who suggests that having fun is a waste of time. It is rejuvenating. It is we pulled rejuvenate. We pulled the rejuvenated card yesterday or the day before. It is rejuvenating to your spirit and necessary for correcting your path. If you accept this invitation, you'll attract everything else that you seek as well. If you love to sing, lift your voice for at least 10 minutes a day. Lift your voice for at least 10 minutes a day if you love to sing. If you love to dance, shake that ass for at least 10 minutes a day. If you love to troll, like most of these audio apps do, if you love to troll, go ahead and troll for at least 10 minutes a day. Do something. If that's what you truly love to do, go ahead and motherfucking do it. If you enjoy cooking, prepare your favorite meal. If you have a passion for painting, spend at least a half an hour at the canvas before you go to sleep. Just shout out to Jacio, man. And if you love daydreaming, do that today for 10 minutes without feeling guilty, without any restraint. Build your life around your heart. Build your life around your heart. Now, listen here. If you got a fucked up ass heart, build your life around that motherfucker. But listen, my heart, this heart here, build your life around your heart. Don't try to shove your heart into your overbooked, busy life. What what do you love? Can you name what you love? Can you name some things that you love? And once you do, start there and follow the clues. This is why I always like Toucan Sam. He said, follow your nose. Like, I took that shit and listen, do what you love. Start there and follow the clues, and you'll find the answers. You'll find your treasure. Not even you'll find your treasure along the way. That's another reason why I fuck with Lucky Charms. I didn't like the cereal, but I like that damn leprechaun. So do what you love. Do what you love. Um, I think we have what else? I forgot. I forgot. I was really okay. The next card is think things through. Think things through. Think things through. Right now is not the ideal time to move forward with new plans. Therefore, take your time and review your options thoroughly. You're entering a new stage of soul maturity, and the decisions you make now will influence your life for the next several years. You will be more than capable of picking the best course of action if you give yourself ample time to prepare and act at the right time. Just don't rush. Think things through. Just don't rush. Your divine energy is calling you to make your decisions for the good of all desire in this world, to take steps in a new direction. We're not suggesting that. Well, this is not to suggest that you should hesitate to take steps in a new direction. Not at all. It suggests only that you be fully prepared when you move ahead, right? You don't want to just jump and you don't know what you're jumping into. Think things through. Like now is not the time to just jump into shit that you ain't got no business jumping into. And that could be relationships. That it could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things. So again, this is not to suggest that you should hesitate. This is not to suggest that you should hesitate to take steps in a new direction. Not at all. Not at all. We're not talking that. And we're not talking about that because we talk that's practice. It suggests only that you be fully prepared. Just be prepared when you're moving ahead. So this card, Think Things Through, is a divine invitation to sit quietly in meditation and pray for guidance. Pray for guidance. Pray for guidance. Ask yourself if you are clear about your goal and if you are fully prepared to take the next step. Dissolve your attachment to the expectations of the world, however pressing, and listen to your soul. Pray for stillness of mind in order to receive the counsel of guidance that comes from your higher self and for the strength to follow it. So dissolve your attachment to the expectations of this world. No matter how important it is, no matter how pressing it is, and listen to your soul. Listen to your inner self. Listen to that burning desire. And then pray for stillness of mind in order to receive the proper guidance that comes from your higher self. And pray for strength to follow it. Pray for strength to follow it. Who child? Next card. I'm not trying to be all day. I'm really not trying to be all day. Next card, say no. It gets deep. It gets heavy. So this is my ooh, the next card is say no. Say no. Say no. Are you seeking respect or waiting for some form of acknowledgement that is not forthcoming? Are you allowing yourself to be pushed past your limits? It's now is the time to resume authority over your life of the divine being that you are. It's the time to resume authority over your life as a divine being. This comes with setting clear limitations and learning to say no when appropriate. Difficulties will be greatly elevated by comfortably setting your limits. Boundaries, people, boundaries. Your divine energy is calling you to become the true authority for your life by establishing clear and healthy boundaries. It is up to you to know what does and does not work. It is up to you to know what does and does not work for you and respect that shit. Know your limits and express them before. Know your limits and express them before they are bypassed. You must communicate these limits in a calm but clear, loving way. Now, that's the hard part. You must communicate these limits in a calm but clear, loving way. It's also important to avoid the fact that it's more spiritual to say yes to the request of others at your own expense. It's important to to avoid that fact that it's more important, that it's more spiritual to say yes. That's not true. At your own expense. If you can lovingly accommodate others, go ahead. Go ahead. If you can lovingly accommodate others, go ahead. But if saying yes to another means harming yourself, I think the fuck not. You must not. There are times when saying no serves us best. However difficult it may feel to express and how difficult it may feel to uphold. Respect your limits and communicate. Expect, respect your limits and communicate them in a loving and consistent way. Be willing to speak up. Be willing to speak up to others and establish limits when necessary. Be unpopular if you must. I'm glad I be unpopular. Be unpopular if you must in order to maintain your soul's integrity, in order to uphold your morals. Be unpopular if you must. If that's going to make you, oh, you unpopular, oh, you ain't shit, you ain't this, you ain't that, so motherfucking be it. Be unpopular if you must in order to maintain your soul's integrity. Learning to say no takes practice. And you'll fumble sometimes. But to begin, just ask yourself how saying no serves you presently. And then respect that. Respect that. Ask yourself how saying no serves you presently. Then respect this. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Sheesh, that was dope. That feel a little bit better. Feel a lot lighter. Um, that was dope. If any of these cards resonated with you, and you want to talk more about these cards, about anything that you may be going through, I am available on the OWL app. Uh, I am giving away 10, I'm sorry, I'm giving away, these calls are free, for a limited time. These calls are free if you use my reference number, my referral code. It is in the chat. But feel free to contact me on OWL. Again, the cards were grieve your losses, accept what is dying, say no, do what you love, and think things through. I am going to most likely upload this on YouTube, so you will get to see the spread. Again, if you want to contact me on OWL, I do one-on-ones. And a good thing about you using my referral code, when you use my referral code, you get $10. See, I couldn't hold it in. I was telling you get something free. The free thing is I normally charge way more for my calls. So to see if we are a good fit for each other, you can contact me on the OWL app. Um, where you can contact me directly, reach me one-on-one. And we could talk about some things. Are you grieving your losses? Are you not accepting what is dying? Do you need help with accepting what is dying? Do you need tools on how to say no? I want to just listen. The card that's really I'm geared toward is do what you love. So I would love to know what are some things that you this with listening to this. What are some things that you love to do? What are some things that you love to do? Think things through. That's another card that, yeah, now is not the time to be taking on new tasks. Now is not the time to do ABC. All right. So again, contact me on OWL. I also am willing to do any type of collaborations, any type of not any type. Let me stop that. Like I'm open to collaborating. I'm open to networking. I'm open to coming to a city near you. I'm open to coming to a state near you. Um, I'm open to seeing what's next. Um, Allow yourself to be cracked open. I'll also put the website in the comments to allow yourself to be cracked open. The website will be in the chat as well. We have some dope hoodies, some dope t-shirts, some hats. Um, I'm also teaching. I do a lot of things. So I'm just trying to it's what do you need? That's what it always boils down to. Chantel is the plug to the plug. When every time somebody asks me, "Well, what is it that you do?" Well, where do I start? You know? So Chantel is the plug to the plug. Like I would love to I just want to get started with the one-on-one. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me, what do you love? Tell me a time where you just said no and it may have ruined a friendship or ruined, I can't even say ruined. Saying no should, if you want to say no means no. Saying no is creating boundaries.